Yo, what's good? Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. And so I started this live for the purposes of discussing the events that we saw occur yesterday. Now, I know this is probably pre recorded, so it didn't actually happen yesterday. But this was our first viewing of the situation. If you don't know, well, first of all, I have both of the occurrences between Shamar and the other person, uh, their incident on the reunion posted to this page, the video clips. So the situation was apparently Shamar had some type of issue with one of the other castmates who just happened to be a transgender. Right, and so the first clip I shared was late last night where Shamar first came onto, I guess that was the reunion set, and he took a swipe. I think he may have even landed a couple of stray punches or something like that before the security whisked him away, right? And then we see this morning, or maybe some of you all seen it that last night as well, but the clip that I had posted this morning showed Shamar once again attempting to attack this same individual at the reunion. At which point he was flung around. He was flung around for lack of a better term. He was ragdolled. Um, and so with this conversation, I kind of want to hear people's opinions on this because, and I don't want to sit up here and do all the talking. I kind of want people to kind of join the live, get up on the panel, because some people felt like Shamar um, was wrong for attacking this transgender person, and some people call out other instances where he wasn't so quick to throw them hands. And some people are saying, well, this is a man. This transgender is a man at the end of the day. So I just kind of wanna feel you guys' opinions and kind of check the temperature of the room and see what you all may feel about the situation. Okay, so and I'm just prefacing this right now, but in addition to these events taking place, I uploaded a video just a few moments ago that featured Tyra, Mother Goat, speaking with another one of the castmates who goes by Bunny Rax, both of which who were also at the premiere. Uh, And so they basically divulged that it was apparently told amongst the cast that they weren't allowed to hit Shamar. Mother Goat's own words were that Shamar is a liability, and they both were aware that no one was to put their hands on Shamar, right? And so that leads that leads to two things that I had questions about. Now, this brings me back to the mentality of a female putting their hands on a man. You know, a woman shouldn't put their hands on a man. This is just something that I firmly believe. You should keep your hands to yourself, especially if you don't want to be hit back, right? So that's kind of the same thing I was thinking with this imposed rule that no one is supposed to put their hands on Shamar. If that's going to be the case, then it should also be true that Shamar shouldn't be allowed to put his hands on anyone else, because it's just unfair. Because if you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back twice. in Shamar's case, if he hits you, there's nothing you can do about it. And if you look at the very first clip where Shamar ran out and immediately attacked the transgender person, and as the girl Bunny Rax said, I don't know if I included that part. It might have been included in the last part I uploaded, but she said that the transgender expected it to happen. Like she almost knew that it was going to happen. And if you go back to that first clip that I uploaded, you can kind of almost see that she was a little bit too nonchalant, and Shamar came at her full steam. So one, she probably knew that it was going to happen, and two, she already knew that she couldn't respond. She couldn't hit back. Okay, now and I'm about to add whoever wants to jump up here and speak their piece. But the final thing that I wanted to say was that, and they told the cast that they couldn't put their hands on Shamar, but that video where the security guard slung Shamar. Now, in my opinion, that was a bit over the top. That was a bit over the top, right? That was obviously 100% real, because Shamar obviously fell and hit the ground like someone would if they were flung, right? And so my thing is, you told the cast that they couldn't hit Shamar, but to Shamar then um, in any fight would have done with Shamar. Hey, how's it going?
Hi. This my take on Shamar with the foolishness. He shows off. They uses him. They play in his face, and they have him to make an ass out of himself. But she should have laid that monkey out. Laid him out cold.
Well, and that's what I was kind of saying. What's up, real?
I don't.
That's kind of
I don't
that's
think
kind.
that's right at all for him to get all these privileges when he acting a damn fool. He ain't ran up on Cash like that. He ain't ran up on Tommy like that. So why mess with him like that? And by the way, she did it with grace. Or he did it with grace. Plus pretty. That monkey don't
Okay.
have nothing to live for.
So you basically saying that Shamar being flung by security kind of was what he had coming.
They should have broke his back when he threw him. That's what they should have done. He acting a fool. But that's all
What's up,
I
real?
have.
What's going
Yes,
on, bro? How you
yes,
doing?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your opinion.
Okay.
What's going on, real?
Oh, nothing much, man.
You
So,
seen you? So I'm sure you done seen the little clips that's going around.
did I? What the fuck? That damn security guard ain't gave a fuck if
I think real have a. Yeah. You good?
I didn't give a fuck if Shamar was disabled, mentally challenged, bipolar, dyslexic. He didn't give a fuck what he was. He was sick of Shamar shit. Hey, bro, you ever work? You ever did a day of work, right? And you running through there and you doing whatever it is, they getting on your fucking nerves, and they just keep going, keep going, keep going. Hey, finish this project, do this. Hey, I need this report by 5. I need this done. And eventually you be like, fuck this shit. And
Right.
that's what the security guard was. He was like, fuck this shit. I'm sick of this little motherfucker running around.
Oh man. Yeah, that is kind of what it looked like.
He was over it. This man, like you got this little rat running around the goddamn studio and shit, man. I'm not finna keep chasing this little motherfucker. I'm finna go and put him on his ass so I can make everybody's day easier.
And you know, my thing was, you know, and they was stressing, sound like that they wasn't supposed to put their hands on Shamar, but dude could have done more damage with that toss than anybody
Oh
could have
yeah,
done whooping his ass.
man,
You know,
he could have fixed some shit the way he threw him. He could have straightened some shit up for real. But he knocked the fuck out of him. It hurt me. I was laying in the bed on my side and I had to sit up straight because that shit had my side hurt.
I swear I woke up with my back hurt, man. My back still hurt, man. I ain't
God
did nothing for my
damn.
back to even be hurt.
Shit.
Yeah, man, but that wasn't a little dude, man. That's a big nigga, man, big football nigga. That was like a hip toss. That wasn't like he barely. Our only thing that dude moved was just when he kind of lost his balance tossing
Right,
Shamar.
right. Shamar ran into a brick. I tell you what, now Shamar don't seem to be scared once he on go mode to fuck around with anybody. But when that Shamar, when that security guard gave him that 1-2, hey
Yeah,
bro, hey he left that fucking security guard alone. He ain't trying to fuck with that security guard. He like, oh hell no.
at all, at all.
I think that security guard shocked him on the low though, for real.
And I get the feeling that Shamar was kind of drumming shit up for the cameras a little bit.
Do you think? Do you think that twofold? Two questions. One, do you think that that was the reason why, like they told him that's what he should be doing? Like, we want you to go on here and just do you, just act the fool. That's what we want you to do. And then my follow up question is, do you think he was paid to do it?
Well, yeah, I do think they gave him some. I think they gave him some money this go around.
Okay,
But whether
cool.
or not he was actually told or encouraged to act a fool, I don't know. I couldn't say either way because Shamar crazy anyway.
Right, right. Oh yeah, they said they paid him 15. Well, some people saying 1,500, and some people saying he wasn't paid. So I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
this was the second season, and so Shamar's whole gripe about the first season was that he wasn't paid. Well, this is actually the third season, so they say. But Shamar and them was on the second and the third season, but they called the second season the first season. But anyway, the first time Shamar and them was on, he didn't get paid.
Wow.
And there was a whole big thing made about that. So that's why I'm thinking that this season he probably got paid.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
People saying
yeah.
he got paid. People saying he got paid. Okay, cool. Because I mean, if I'm gonna take a hit like this, goddamn, I gotta get something out of it. Motherfucker gonna like. I be trying to fucking slow the security guard.
That's what I was thinking. But he might have signed something too.
Yeah. If you get DDT'd around this motherfucker, that's on you.
I mean, because it seemed like she would have told the security the same thing she told the cast, like kind of deal with him with kid gloves or whatnot.
But would you? Okay, if bro, you work in security, right?
Right?
Would you keep letting a little goddamn? I consider Shamar to be kind of like a little chihuahua, right?
Yeah.
That's what he, has chihuahuas like they, like that's what Shamar be like, and even like, I, he like a little annoying chihuahua, and so like eventually, like man, get your little ass, and you kick the chihuahua on some shit, and you kind of feel bad after you do it. Like, damn, maybe I didn't have to kick the little motherfucker that hard.
Right. And I think that's what it kind of looked like. It was he kind of overdid it a little bit. It's like how you see a bug and you step on the bug and you kill it.
Right,
Now it ain't no need to keep stepping on that bug 5 and 6 times after you done. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to keep stepping on this bug 5 and 6. The bug is dead. So
right,
all he kind of
right.
had to do was, you know,
But as big as that nigga was, bro, he could have just put his hands up and he was gonna knock the fuck out of Shamar.
right. I mean, he could have restrained Shamar. Shamar wouldn't have been able to do nothing. You
That
know
was
what I'm
gonna be
saying?
like a bear choking a fucking deer.
Right. Right. So I think the hip toss was a little much, and I was thinking as far as Shamar's health, like, he got scoliosis, man. He must have been sore as hell after that,
Yeah,
man.
it probably did make him lean to the left a little, right, whichever way, a little harder,
Because
at least for about 24
because
hours.
that's your spine kind of pushing on your organs and protruding and stuff like that.
Right.
Hitting the ground, landing on that stuff couldn't be. That couldn't be nothing that felt.
I
That
man,
felt good.
that was a hard thump, bro. That was a hard fall. I mean, I heard this shit. Like that shit was boom. Like it was like boom. And I'm
At,
like,
at
dang.
$1,500, he's still selling himself short.
Yeah, 15.
1,500.
You gonna have to pay me more than that for a motherfucker to knock me out like that. Hell no.
Shamar's status should be where he should garner more money than $1,500.
Okay, so
You know.
to me, it seems like this is only from shit that I've seen. I hadn't seen every Shamar fight that Shamar done been in and that sort of thing, but I'm just like go back to the exclusive fight. When him exclusive was out there and they was rustling and tussling out in the parking lot at the
Mhm.
apartments or whatnot. And so like exclusive, like he bite me. Then they got over there behind the car, and I think exclusive had hit a boom 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 shit on Shamar, and next time you know, Shamar hurry up and got in the car. Like he hurry up and shit. Go watch this shit back, bro. I think it's because you couldn't really see around that car. Like I was trying to turn my phone to the side and shit to see if I could get a better angle around that car, but I couldn't get a better angle around that car. But the way that Shamar came back and got in that car real quick, I think exclusive had hit a boom, 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 and Shamar like, oh shit, like I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah.
And so even the fight with him and Tommy, like when Tommy had got over there and they was over there in them bushes or whatnot, or he had gotten what's his name, Shamar in them bushes.
Yeah.
Like when Tommy had hit that pow, 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 Shamar hurried up and walked off. He like, oh shit, like I didn't expect this nigga to do this.
That was kind
So I
of what I. Go ahead. I'm
no
sorry.
no no, that's what I'm saying. So I think when like he know when it's time to sit his ass down.
Right. Right.
Like
Yeah.
yeah,
That was the same thing that I seen. That was his reaction. I seen the same reaction when he got up from the bodyguard slamming him.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. I said, yeah, yep. There you go again. There go that same move. He know it's time to sit his ass down. And as it relates to the lady that was on the I get trans woman on there. So somebody sent it in my DMs and I was like, they sent it to me and I watched the clip. I was like, damn, I was like, she should have broke his ass in half. And they was like, Darrell, that's a nigga. And I say, so I sent back, y'all know that little GIF in y'all phone? That white man got them big old eyes and he blinking them bitches with them glasses on and he like, what the fuck? I sent back that thing because I'm like, well, oh shit, it was out. Why did nope, I'm gonna be you
And,
know
and
you know what I'm thinking, but I'm gonna be respectful.
I think Shamar don't have a problem running up on women the exact same way. I mean, at least that's the way he talk. We done heard.
Really?
Some of us done seen the video of Shamar fighting a female. So
Really?
yeah, Shamar, he won't hesitate to fight a
So
woman, a real woman now.
so Shamar say anybody can get it.
Well,
Besides that security guard.
I mean, but the thing is, he always lose though. I mean, I give him his credit. He willing to fight, but just because you willing to fight, don't mean that you should keep starting shit. Especially if you ain't winning these fights. At some point, it's time to humble yourself and kind of shut up a little bit.
Yeah, oh
You
yeah.
you
Oh
ain't
yeah.
you ain't winning. You ain't winning the fights.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm sitting my ass down. If I keep getting my ass thrown around like that, I'm going, hey, bro, you gonna throw me around like one time, and then I know I ain't gonna win this one. Like I'm gonna go sit down because I don't want to take no ass whooping if I ain't got to. I'd rather for you to say, well, no, he didn't want to fight me. then y'all be saying, "Damn, he got his ass tore up." So I'm just gonna sit the fuck down.
And I see Boski name in the comments.
Boski's
Now
Boski a little slow though.
Boski let him win that. On top of that, Boski got one dead arm. You know, but Boski let him win that.
But
Boski about 275,
but
280.
but Boski seemed like he swing, like he moves slow, right? You know
Yeah.
how you what was old boy like? You know, like Kimbo. You remember Kimbo? Was it Kimbo Slice?
Uh-huh.
Kimbo used to fuck people up, but like Boski don't give me that Kimbo vibe. Like it's like almost like a Kimbo with the brain of a bird.
I feel like he let Shamar win those fights. I think he was just doing it for clout. I mean, Shamar is damn near half his size. He could have did
Do
whatever he wanted.
you think Boski know where Cloud is?
Yeah, yeah. I was, and you know what, Darrell? I didn't know if he knew what it was either, but I caught him clout chasing a few times. I mean, the whole lead up to him and Shamar fighting that last time was him clout chasing. Because even after it, he started posting the fight to his page. That's why I said, oh yeah, nah, this nigga clout chasing. Yeah, because you
Oh,
don't get
okay.
your ass whooped and then post. He steady posting a fight of him getting his ass whooped. So
Nah,
come on,
I,
now.
I,
That's
ain't-
just
I ain't gonna do that. I ain't
that's
doing that.
clout chasing.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
with you. That's cloud chasing. I ain't finna do that. If I ain't got my ass whooped, I'm gonna try to my best. If you post that shit online, I'm gonna try to get your page taken, or I'm gonna try to go file harassment charges. I'm doing something. Y'all know I will go to the fucking police. Y'all done already seen. Y'all done called me a police ass nigga.
Now
It
wait,
is
no
what it
wait,
is.
Darrell. Now wait, Darrell, because I missed that, man. What happened? I didn't see any of that. I just seen the comment that said that you had went down to what happened now?
So to not. So this is what happened. Like innocent people were put out there that I love dearly, right?
Right.
And so I just like, look, maybe I need to take some precautions to make sure that if in my bad, I keep getting that if in the event something were to happen and I retaliate a certain way, like at least it's on record that
Right.
some shit was going on,
Yeah.
right? So that's all it was. Not out of fear for anything, more so out of like if I
Right. But and,
you
and
know,
see Darrell, they was talking about Darrell was on live down at the police station and he was crying and I was like, wait, I didn't see any of it.
no,
I didn't see
I don't
any
know
of
about no tears shit. It wasn't no tears shit or
it.
nothing like that.
Okay.
But me and the person, we seem to be decent now, so it's all, we all good now.
Yeah, he
Not,
shouted
not
you out. He shouted you out the other night.
I didn't hear it, but I believe it. I've heard it a few times. We all good. That was a horrible situation that should have happened, right? Right, Yolanda. I was trying to make sure I have a paper trail. That's it. That's it.
That's smart.
That's it. That's it. Because I mean, at the end of the day, like I would expect that same person to do protect their family. I'm gonna do the same. Like that. That's just your role as a man.
No doubt.
I believe
No
to
doubt.
protect your folks. So
So they had actually went as far as to publishing your address?
no, it didn't go that far,
Oh, okay.
but it was stated that they knew where my children went to school, where my wife worked, and that kind of stuff like that. So. But I mean, you going up to a schoolhouse? Not them, but I'm just saying anybody, right? If you
Right.
bold enough to go up to the schoolhouse with some bullshit, man, the way these people be on these, school shooters and shit like that, you a bold ass nigga. Like it ain't me you gonna have to worry about.
Okay.
Yeah, it ain't no shit. It ain't on me you gonna have to worry about. So
Well, Big Kenny, I don't know if you done heard, but Big Kenny claimed that his car was towed after he was parked for 12 minutes outside of this building in downtown
That
Memphis.
was like last
Uh,
year, wasn't
no,
it?
no, no.
Didn't that happen
Oh,
last
this
year?
it might have you. There might have been a recycled lie, and I think I remember him saying, but no, this is the most recent one. He said
Damn.
that he needed $185 because his car had been repossessed. Now, the night before last, he got him 100, or he said he got
You
80 or
got it?
85. No, so tonight, the last night he came back for another round from where he was live for 2 or 3 hours, 2 or 3 different lives. He continued uh, just getting more money and stuff like that. So basically, Kenny Lee is now saying that he may have a lawsuit because the toe sticker or the toe tag said that he could only be there an hour, and he
Mm-hmm.
claiming that he was there for only 12 minutes. So I don't know. Like you said, I think I might have heard this one before.
I remember one time he was like, I thought this was last year. He was parked. It may have been last year, year before last. He was parked outside of the FedEx farm, but I thought maybe he had parked where the players play. Well, I'm sure the players like go under a garage or something. But I remember something. It was about the FedEx farm, if I'm not mistaken. Like, damn, Kenny been over there that long and don't know where to park.
Kenny, we done been through everything with Kenny in that damn car, man. That car done been told. We done got the damn. We done paid for a tune up. Somebody broke in the car.
They stole the
Uh,
motherfucking car
they
too, I
stole
think.
the car before. We paid for his gas. He needed a battery. I mean, damn, we done bought this motherfucker a new car.
Kenny, I ain't got no issues with you, so please don't start. But Kenny, at this
Yep.
point in time,
The
I think
tires, the tires.
Kenny, I think at this point in time, bro, you just need to catch Uber everywhere. It'll probably be cheaper at this point to
The
catch
gas
Uber.
light always on. The check engine light on. Check the transmission light on.
Yeah,
He
like I thought because the car was like on. Didn't they put the car on bricks or some shit and burn it up? Or like they fucked that car up, if I ain't mistaken. Their last car.
Man, I know that seat. I know that driver's seat so smashed
Oh
in
my!
and funky.
Oh
Could you
my!
imagine how funky?
I'm gone, bro. I'm gone. You finna get me into shit.
Man, it's a low rider, man. Kenny Lee. Every car Kenny Lee get is a low rider. The driver's seat is smashed all in the front. Oh man. Kenny done broke the armrest off so he could put his leg off on the other seat a little bit. He basically, if you ride with Kenny Lee, even if it's just y'all two in the car, you gonna have to sit in the back because Kenny Lee that driver's seat ain't gonna be enough for Kenny. He gonna need some of your room on the passenger side too, and you gonna be all squeezed up against the door. Then his ass right next to you, so it's gonna be stanking. Man, could you imagine getting a Uber? Could you imagine ordering an Uber and you look up and Kenny Lee driving? Man, that nigga gonna have a bucket of chicken in the passenger. You know how most Uber drivers don't let you sit in the passenger seat. He gonna have a bucket of chicken sitting in the passenger seat, and you gonna be in the back. And he gonna be farting, man. It's gonna get bad, man. So if Kenny Lee, if you order an Uber and Kenny Lee pull up, jump out the window. Just go on and jump out the window. You ain't gonna enjoy the ride at all. Yeah, but that was crazy. That was crazy with Shamar. How they told the whole cast to keep their hands off Shamar, but basically, security was just doing whatever they wanted to. I mean, he got ragdolled the first time, the very first clip when he first came out and swung or whatever he did. He got snatched up and ragdolled then. So that was kind of like a precursor to more to come. You know. Shamar ain't a spring chicken no more. Shamar, 27 years old now. He already got scoliosis, so he already got a physical disability. and he keep involving himself in these street fights and these tussles and stuff like that, like he could seriously injure himself. You know, he got his arms coming out of sockets. Somebody commented that they seen his arm come out of place on the ragdoll video. They seen Shamar arm come out of place. So this is what I'm saying. Shamar need to, like, I don't know. It just seemed like, you know, it just seemed like he don't plan to live too long. Like, these are the actions, you know, of a person who don't plan on being around too long, you know, because if you do, you try to take better care of yourself. And he's already kind of like at a disadvantage physically anyway. And he's just putting himself through these incidents time after time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, something gonna seriously happen to Shamar, and you know he's gonna be just as much to blame as the other person. We seen him at the party almost get beat up. You know, where he was shouting, "Leave me alone, leave me alone." We seen Shamar get beat up in the back by Ace Boy, fake Soldier Boys. Fake Soldier Boy beat him up like dude beat the ninja up on Martin, where Shamar was catching blows and sliding around, you know. So Shamar gotta stop putting himself through that. You know, the Tommy beating was bad. That was like some of the worst shit that I had ever seen. And then that was like some of my first viewing of Shamar. So like when I seen that his body was already like that, and Tommy was punching and kicking Shamar with all his might, like how can that, you know, that's gonna hurt, you know, to anybody. But Shamar got a physical physical disability where his organs and stuff is kind of like protruding, you know. When we look at that hump on Shamar's side, that's not just like flesh or something like that. Those are his organs. If you read up on scoliosis, it tells you kind of what's going on and why it's looking like it's looking. Those are Shamar's organs that are, you know, whether it's partially or not, those are his organs that's sticking out of that, whatever that hip. Everybody say the quote unquote the hip. But those are his organs, like, you know, where ours are, you know, not sticking out and more on the inside, his is bulging out. And he's steady fighting and getting beat. You know, look at him under the bridge situation where his face was all messed up. You know, like he damn near lost his life off that. And he still swear up and down to this day that dude didn't do nothing to him. And we all know the truth. We all know the truth. And Shamar ain't fessed up to it, probably because he's still with the dude and actively sending that dude hundreds of dollars, according to Cynthia. But yeah, you know, he putting himself through too much. He doing too much, you know. He about to be 30 years old. He knocking on the door. He knocking hard on the door of 30 years old, you know. But he living a life to where he ain't gonna be around too much longer. He already starting to look older than he is. He been looking older than he is for probably 5, 6, 7 years now, you know. But he's gonna start to look like he's in his 50s. He's exposed to the elements of the streets, and you know, one of my biggest things, and you know, me personally, if you'd actually see me, I look about 10 years younger than my age, right? And so my thing with how you achieve that is stay out of the elements, stay out of extreme heat, stay out of extreme cold, and also no hard drugs. Hard drugs, alcohol, all of that contribute to you looking older than you should. And Shamar he's engaging in all of that stuff, and we're starting to see, you know, the effects of, you know, a hard life. You know, a hard life. When I jumped in this, you know, 2020, Shamar, he still was fresh faced it. You know, he still, you know, was fresh faced it. You know, and now he looks like he's done aged, and I'm not lying. He looks like he done aged about 15 years in the last 4 to 5 years that I've been around. He looked like he done aged um, 3 times the amount that he's aged in real time. And I mean, that's a testament to how you are or aren't taking care of yourself. Right? All right. So, and I wanted to tell this story because this was just something that I had came across on Instagram earlier. This is for everybody on the live that may have a son, a young son, uh, you know, or you got a boy, period, that you're raising. At some point, that young boy is going to become he's going to become sexually um, interested. He's going to start to be interested in sex at some point, right? And I know this is kind of shifting the topic a bit, but and you know, I was reading comments and stuff like that, and the females in the comments they were struggling to they were struggling to realize that they were going to have to go through that with their son, their baby boy, you know, who may be however young, but they know that eventually they're going to have to go through that with their young son. And several mothers had said they had caught their sons doing things to themselves, and they were traumatized by seeing that from their baby. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of took me back to a time and a place. And I was about 15 years old, right? I was about 15 years old. Um, and so I had got into watching pornography, right? These were the days of like VHS tapes. Like this was before DVDs and stuff like that. This was VHS. This is the VHS era. Still, it was on its way out the door, but it was kind of borderline. Um, it was kind of borderline still in. But anyway, so my mother happens to have the only VCR, which for those who don't know, this is what you play VHS tapes on, VCRs. Some people may never seen a VCR. So, but anyway, my mother actually had the only VCR in the house, in her room, because that VCR was attached to her TV. Now, I don't know if you remember, but there were TVs that were made with VCRs already built in, right? Right. So what I would do is I would go in my mother's room because she was the only person that had a VCR in the house. It was the only room in the house with a VCR. So I'd go in there, and I don't even know where I got my stash of porn from, but I remember vaguely having about 6 tapes. I had about 6 tapes, y'all. I had about 6 tapes. All right, and so I had a habit of when she'd go to work, I'd go in, sneak in her room long before I thought she would be getting off of work, right? Long before, hours before my mother would arrive home from work. And I sneak in there and I put my my VHS and watch it on her TV. Yeah, I'd sit and I'd watch porn on my mother's TV while she was at work, right? Right. So one day I'm in my room. I don't know what I'm doing. Who knows what I'm doing? I'm 14 or 15, something like that around the time. My mother says, you you left a tape in the VCR. And I say, I thought about that for a second. I say, wait a minute. I left a tape in the VCR? And then I processed it. And I swear, if I was a snowman, I would have been a puddle of water on the ground at that moment because I realized that I had left my explicit content. Let's just call it explicit content in my mother's VCR player, and so of course she played it off like she didn't know what it was, right? Come on now. Come on, moms. You know damn well you pressed play on that, and you know exactly what's on that VHS tape. You know what's on that tape, moms. But anyway, yeah. So and this was like the walk from my room to her room to retrieve this tape was like it was like walking down like the gallows. Like y'all ever seen Troy or one of those? It was like it was the walk of shame. I can't even describe the shame that I felt. And so I gathered my gatherings and went on in there and grabbed the tape out the DVD player. I mean, I say DVD out the VCR, and she didn't say nothing. She didn't say nothing. Um, and I respected. In hindsight, in hindsight, I respected how she did that. She did that with so much like class. Like she couldn't have handled that better. She couldn't have handled that better. You know, it was no good way. It was no good way to handle that. It was no good way to handle that. But yeah, so all you mothers out there of young boys, just know that eventually they're going to go through that pubescent stage where they start to do things. Yeah, they start to do things. Yeah, so that was just a story I wanted to share with y'all. And just some basics that I wanted to touch on y'all with the Shamar incident, quote unquote. But yeah, I'm gonna come back later on today and I'm gonna give the rundown on the horoscopes because y'all might know about the Western Zodiac, but it's important that you also know that the other half of you is an Eastern Zodiac. The Eastern Zodiac signs are just as much who you are as the Western Zodiacs, but they're a little different. They work a little different. They don't go by months. They base things on years, and you have compatibility with certain years. So sometimes you may wonder, why are you compatible with someone who they say you shouldn't be compatible with? And sometimes it's because you're compatible in the Eastern Zodiac. So we're gonna get into all of that in a few hours. I'll come back and give y'all a holler. But that's all for now. It's your boy Lucky 13.